Hello guys, welcome to your 8th Roblox Lua Scripting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be going over some of the most commonly used loops in Roblox. So, the first loop is going to be a while true do loop. I have briefly explained it in a previous tutorial, so I'm not going to explain it as much as the other loops, but I will explain it a little bit. And the second loop is going to be a for loop, and the last loop will be a repeat loop. These are not all the loops, they are just the most commonly used loops. So I think I will do the rest of the loops. I think there's only like 2 more and probably 5 or 6 later on tutorials. They are pretty hard, I guess you could say. So anyways, while true do. What a while true do loop is, it runs forever if a condition is true. So while 2 plus 2 equals 4, do print hi. So 2 plus 2 does equal 4. So it's going to print hi every second, and if you don't put a wait, of course it's going to crash. So, and the output prints hi over and over again. Now, if you don't think I explained that enough, that is because, like I said, I have explained it in a previous tutorial, and these next 2 loops I'm going to explain much better. So, for the for loop, we're going to type in 4, and then this next letter or word you're going to put, it's going to be a variable. So it can be anything. I just use I. For I equals, in this first number is going to be the starting number, and this, put a comma, and the second number is going to be where the starting number is going to try to go. And so what I mean by that is, it's 100 is going to try to go to 0. Okay, and then put another comma, and then it doesn't know how to get to 0, so we're going to tell it by putting -1. So it's going to go 199, but actually if you don't put a wait, well, I'll get into that later on. So print the world is going to end in ... and then you're going to put whatever this variable up here is. So in our case, it's going to be I ... seconds. And then so it should say the world is going to end in, and then it's going to start counting down, but it actually won't, and that is because if you don't put a wait, it's not going to crash, because it's not going to do it forever, where it would crash it unless you don't have a newer model of a computer. So the world is going to end in ... I seconds. So it's going to start from 100 and go down to 0, and if you don't put a wait, it's going to say the world is going to end in 0 seconds, because it is going to go so fast that you're not going to be able to see it going from 100 to 0, and that is why you put a wait. So, and the world's going to end in, and it's counting down the seconds, and it's going to go from 100 to 0 and minusing 1 every time. So let's say I haven't tried this, but let's just say 0.5. I'm sorry, 0.5. I do not know what's going to happen. Okay, it does that because it's minusing 0.5 off of a whole number. So that's a for loop, and the last loop is going to be an until loop, or a repeat loop, I'm sorry. So you're going to type in repeat, and the funny thing about all the loops is, like a while true do loop, you type in while wow as the first word, and then a for loop you type in for, and a repeat loop you type in repeat. So that should help you kind of remember the first line of code that you're supposed to type. So repeat, print hi, okay, and then put a wait or it will crash. And then you gotta put it until a equals 2. And I think I've explained this before, but if you put only one equal sign, that would be basically saying you're setting a to a variable of 2. So we don't want to set it to a variable. We're going to check if a does equal 2. So right now, with that said, it does not know what a equals, so up here we're going to type in a equals 3. So it's going to repeat print hi every second, and you can see it does, because a does not equal 2, it equals 3. So let's just change this to LOL and change this to 2. And here you should see the difference between a while true do and a repeat loop. I pressed the wrong button. Alright, it does print LOL, and you may be saying, well, a equals 2, so it should not print LOL. Well, it does that because it starts up here and reads it going down from there. So it's going to read this and say print LOL. So it's going to print LOL. And then it gets down to here and says until a equals 2. So it will not delete it. It will not delete LOL. It will just leave it there. And that's basically the difference. Like on a while true do, it checks on the first line, not the last or close to the last. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial, guys. If you need help with more loops or any part of scripting, leave in the comments below. And if you need more help, you can check out the website in this description, in this video description, or you can join Lua Coders, and that link will also be in the description. So yeah, that's it, guys. Bye.